Welcome to The Fiber, brought to you by Live Oak Fiber, where we weave together the stories of leaders, entrepreneurs, and changemakers who are the very fabric of their communities. Join us as we spotlight those who embody the spirit of connection, resilience, and progress. Hey everyone, Garret O'Leary here with Live Oak Fiber, and we're back with another podcast. This time we have Nick Palumbo from Start Up Savannah on the podcast today, and I'm also joined by Steve Smith, our Chief Revenue Officer. So Nick, thank you for joining. Steve, thank you for joining. But Nick, give us a quick intro on who you are and everything that you do.
Well, Garret, Steve, it's just an honor to be here with you. So Nick Palumbo, Executive Director of Start Up Savannah, and we help entrepreneurs and innovators here in the Coastal Empire take that shower thought out of the shower, bring it to life, and create sustainable businesses here in coastal Georgia. So we serve all manner of founders and entrepreneurs, and we love exciting, big, game-changing ideas. From tech innovators to startups to creative entrepreneurs to mom and pop. We love to see those overnight successes 50 years in the making come to life here to propel the next generation of business leadership here in coastal Georgia.
Awesome. So just in case for those who aren't familiar, if you could, give us a little bit more in-depth on what Startup Savannah is and why it's important for local businesses and the local community.
That's right. We're an entrepreneurial support organization, so an independent nonprofit that really acts as the ombudsman if you have an idea to shepherd you through the process. Generating a small business is tough on its own just by face value, but it's incredibly beneficial for the community and economic development because you're going to hire your friends and your neighbors. You're going to grow that business empire headquartered in Savannah, Georgia, and then eventually you're going to give back to the community. Just yesterday, we had a landmark announcement where Parker's, a local company, donated $1 million to Union Mission to help women and children suffering from homelessness. So those types of businesses that are born and raised here and grow here, they inevitably give back to the community. They propel our local economy, and really they drive innovation forward, not just for coastal Georgia, not just for Georgia itself, but really across America. That we're a nation built on ideas, and we firmly believe that the American dream is still thriving here in Savannah, where if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. So just an example, we serve entrepreneurs like Zach Rebro of Prevail Tactical. Zach has patented and developed a pair of handcuffs with an embedded Fitbit. That every time somebody out there puts somebody into custody, the next generation police leadership is going to be monitoring your vital signs in real time. We've got Bradley Wilkerson from Macrotext that his doctor said, Bradley, you need to lower your A1C. But Bradley said, you know what? I don't feel like writing down all of my macros of everything that I've eaten that day. Why can't I just take a picture of it and have AI do it for me? So he's developed Macrotext and launched that and propelled that platform here in Savannah, GA. He was our winner of our last Grit pitch competition that we hosted just this spring. So these are real innovative businesses that are born and raised here, coming up through the ranks. And we love growing them and shepherding them through the process. We try to connect them to capital. We put them through educational incubator programs. Sometimes we just do talk therapy. But our team of 5 members strong is fully dedicated to just supporting these entrepreneurs, growing their ideas, and waiting for something to be the very next big idea that's really going to propel this economy.
I was going to ask, a lot of people, obviously, when they think startup, they think Silicon Valley, they think, which was a great show, by the way, and then they think New York City. But what's something that's kind of people don't know that's surprising about the startup kind of culture and climate there in Savannah?
The culture here is very distinctive and unique. It's incredibly community-driven, incredibly supportive. So getting into the community, it's one of those places we share with the entrepreneurs. As much as you love it, it's going to love you back. For companies that are relocating and coming here to set down roots, they really want to be part of a community of makers and doers. And that's one of our quarterly series that we have a pitch off that called Makers and Doers for early stage entrepreneurs to get their ideas out there and find other ways for other entrepreneurs to support them in the community. So it's not just about launching your business idea, becoming a millionaire, hopefully a billionaire unicorn someday. It's about supporting each other. And we've seen that time and time and time again where entrepreneurs find different gaps in the ecosystem to support each other. Whether it's Dee's Delish Desserts that has a dessert cart that needs a fabricator, and we've got an entrepreneur to support her, or building a platform like Ethan Waters has Electric Revenue that's building websites and marketing platforms for these small businesses, for them, by them. It's an incredibly supportive community to get into. Whereas others, not trying to bag on Silicon Valley or Boulder, Colorado, or Buffalo, New York, those are great startup ecosystems. This one's value proposition is you're really getting into a community that supports you, that's here to propel you forward, and find a way to make it work. And you get to enjoy the beauty of the coastal empire, in this distinctive, unique sense of place that we have. When you could start up a business anywhere, you could start it here in Savannah, Georgia, in a beautiful place with live oak trees right at your backdrop, right out the window, and you're 10 minutes away from the beach. It's hard
And
to beat.
great and fantastic food. Savannah's
Fantastic food.
fantastic food.
Fantastic food. It's a place to be. You're in a distinctive neighborhood that you can work from anywhere, that you could start it right here in a neighborhoods like Ardsley Park. And then you're just walking across the street to get a cup of sugar from your neighbor while you're building in the next big, great business venture. So it is a really distinctive, beautiful place. It's such a wonderful place to start a business and propel it. And really a hustle culture that's unparalleled.
That's awesome. When I love the excitement around startups. I just, you're exactly right. It's a nation that we built on ideas, and these are the people and the companies that make it happen. You talk to a lot of founders. What are the challenges you think, like the top couple, challengers you see with these founders that you run into?
Really, it's getting access to the right curated education. In a world where anything is accessible on the internet, it's making sure that it's curated to get the right information to the right place. So our real bread and butter, what we love to do is host incubator programs, 12 to 13 week accelerators that really accelerate you into the community, connect you with the resources that are here, the thought leaders, the leadership, and getting you into the community with potential for access to capital, educational resources, and finding those lenders that are out there to help to propel your business, that you can bootstrap it on your own without getting venture capital, or we can connect you to that as well. With so much of the data that's out there, who's to know whether it's good data, bad data, whether it's going to send you up the right path or the wrong path? So we really focus in on curating that information on how to do your market research the right way, how to get your pricing strategy. That's what we're working on right now with our founders in our latest incubator, how to get that pricing strategy nailed down so that you can build a sustainable, profitable business and give back to the community eventually. Like, you got to make money, guys. You got to make money. You got to have a sustainable footprint. Don't price it too aggressively so that you're cutting yourself short. And making sure that you get off on the right foot.
So would you say that the point of Startup Savannah is to more or less give entrepreneurs, whether you're just in the idea kind of stage or just started, established your business, is basically just a good network of people that you can work with to help accelerate your business and grow it, not necessarily rapidly, but responsibly?
That's right. It's growing into a community here of makers and doers. We primarily focus on businesses less than 3 years old. But we'll help out an established business as well. If you're ready to fine tune and you've got a growth mindset, we are ready to throw anything that we can at you to connect you with an expert here in the community to help drive it. Whether you're using AI, which is the big thing that's happening right now to help fine tune these businesses, we love working with early stage startups because they're closer to the community and they're closer to the problem. They're adaptable. They're nimble. They can move faster than the big guys. And we share with the entrepreneurs, even if you're going head to head with a Fortune 500 company, you are closer to the problem. You are closer to the community that you serve, and you can move faster than they can. You can change your entire business model in a day. And you're going to have a hard time if you're a publicly traded company doing that.
No
So,
way.
yeah, it's you've got to be lean, mean, aggressive. That really those change makers that are happening, And we're waiting for the next one to pop off, so that it could be Guy and Garret of Pool Protection Technologies. And I love telling these stories about these guys because it's all about the story. So I
It
got to
is.
tell you one. I got to tell you one. It's Guy and Garret of Pool Protection Technologies, poolprotectiontechnologies.com. They're best friends. They grow up in Richmond Hill. They're pool cleaning guys. And they're dumping chemicals in pools saying there's got to be a better way. Isn't there a sustainable solution? So they go to engineering school at UGA, and we find these guys because they get kicked out of the lab for working too late, right? And they need a home. So Guy and Garret develop a new module that uses sound hypersonic technology to disrupt the algae in your pool before it can form. So it's a sustainable method for cleaning pools and maintaining your pools in an eco-friendly, sustainable modular system. And they sell this unit called SAM that's a flotation device that's rechargeable, that floats in your pool and can clean up that bad boy without dumping chemicals in your pool. It's truly remarkable. I love these guys.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
That
I've
is
always seen the
fantastic.
videos on TikTok of like pool cleaners, and it's satisfying watching them dump all the chemicals, but I've always thought like that's gotta not be good for the person that swims in it soon after.
That's
No.
right. Right. Like,
It may be
it may be odorless and it may be colorless,
yeah.
but it is still there. It is still there.
Yeah.
So these guys are out there. They're 3D printing them here in Savannah, and they're raising capital right now to get an injection molding team to really scale this. So they're out there traveling the country, competing in pitch competitions. That's how we found them. They got kicked out of the lab and they competed in our great pitch competition we host once a year, where innovative ideas come up and you get 90 seconds on the stage to pitch in front of a rock star crowd and audience. And these guys just blew our socks off, that they're just coming out with some really incredible stuff out there in East Savannah.
When is the next pitch competition coming up this fall?
So we do it for Small Business Week each week in May. So it's a nationwide celebration of small businesses, and really as a capstone, we host it here in Savannah. We've outgrown the venue. We were doing it at the Clyde venue, 150 strong. We sold out, so we're looking for a bigger venue, and it's a high energy show. 15 entrants get up on the stage, and they'll have a panel of 5 judges. Last year, we actually had a Superior Court judge, Tammy Stokes, helping us judge the competition.
A real judge.
A real judge. And we've got really, to put you in front of the community. We've got the head of the Chamber of Commerce, the Savannah Economic Development Authority, even the city attorney was one of the judges here. And we bring in ATDC, which is Georgia Tech's Advanced Technology Development Arm, bringing them in too, so that we can connect them with educational accelerators that are going to propel statewide if they find that big idea. So really, our value proposition is you don't have to run to Atlanta. You don't have to go down to Jacksonville. You can stay here and make it happen here in Savannah, Georgia. And now that we're going to have, accelerated internet speeds, that was the last big piece of the puzzle, was, remaining our competitive edge, is that was, part of the toolkit that we were missing. So it's really exciting to have you guys on board investing in the community.
Oh, we're excited to do it. I've seen broadband just change communities, overnight. One example, and I was there after it kind of happened, but Chattanooga, Tennessee started a broadband network. The city and electric utility company started it, and it put Chattanooga on the map. Just having that connectivity, because it just like added a whole different group of people that could come there and connect. And this was back in, I don't know, I'm dating myself, but early 2000s when they did this, right? And now, now it's like it is truly a connected city. So yeah, I'm excited about what broadband can do for these areas. I'm very excited to see what's going on. Excited that whatever all of this that you have going on at Startup Savannah, it's only going to get it more exciting, I think, with the connectivity.
That's right.
Yeah.
And to remain competitive, it was one of the big foundational pieces that we were missing here in our community up until now, that a competitive edge that other communities had, because for entrepreneurs who want the best of the best, they got to have the fastest internet speed. And it needs to be consistent. It needs to be reliable. And they want it, it's like J.G. Wentworth. It's my money and I need it now. It's my connection. I need it now.
Oh wow. We're
You know,
gonna trademark that, but I'm gonna
yes,
give you credit for it the first couple times.
like,
Absolutely.
and especially for somebody like myself, who's a self-professed tech snob, like, we want the best of the best, the equipment that's here. And it was just that piece it's really exciting to see it, because you don't have to run anywhere else. You can maintain that broadband connection, upload it at record speeds, and really get that ultra fast responsiveness that they're looking for. So that we see it more and more with remote workers and employees
Yep.
that are demanding it. And even in my other day job as a member of city council, we were getting calls all the time about having some relief and some competition in the marketplace for a new offering. So it's really
Yes.
exciting to
And I
see
was
it.
going to ask you
Mm.
about that. You are on the city council and you represent, some of Savannah's most historic neighborhoods.
That's right. So older neighborhoods, right here in Midtown. So I represent everything from Victory Drive to the Vernon River. But what I love about Savannah, it's the mashup between the historic and the innovative. Even back to Oglethorpe and the founding back in 1733, it was an innovative city. Having a planned city from the beginning around a square,
Yep.
these tithing lots or trust lots, it was a really innovative, sustainable, and adaptable design. But Savannah's famous for its history and its architecture. But right underneath the surface, it was always punching well above its weight on technology and innovation. So we claim, like, the first city in America with an all-electric streetlight system, a first city in America with an all-electric streetcar system, the world's second largest open-air pool. So many of these, big innovations for a city that was, punching well above its weight, 150,000 strong today. I look back to our city hall, which is being restored right now, and it was a city of 75,000 strong that was willing to build a city hall with a gold dome. That is not usual. That is not normal. But we're willing to really punch well above our weight, try some new stuff, innovate, do things differently, which really has made Savannah special for generations.
How would you say, how would you say that the evolution has been maybe in the last 5 to 10 years
Well,
in the business climate?
since 2020, uh, there was a 1, 2, 3 punch that happened. One that impacted everybody, of course. It's COVID-19 and the pandemic.
Yeah.
It entirely changes everything. So we reach increased visitor traffic where, like, secret is out. People are coming to Savannah. That when you can live and work anywhere, why would you be anywhere else except for here? And then two remarkable things happened in our community. One was a rapid expansion of Gulfstream, which is an aerospace manufacturer that produces the very best jets known to man that we're very proud of. And the other was the advent of the Hyundai Meta plant. So 10,000 jobs, direct jobs strong, that Savannah had always been reaching for a remarkable auto manufacturer to build it here and host it here right at our back porch in Bryan County. Uh, and since then, just the technology, the innovation, the supplier jobs, we've been growing by leaps and bounds. And we're so proud to have an electric vehicle manufacturer that's an innovative company that's using automation and technology to really propel the next generation of vehicles. And for us at Startup Savannah, we're super excited that a lot of our entrepreneurs are now serving in this greater capacity. So we just got word just this week that Dee's Delish Desserts, Danae Murray, just entered into a relationship. She's got a dessert cart. She makes the finest desserts in Savannah, Georgia. She's going to be a vendor at the Hyundai Meta plant, and pushing her dessert cart right there in their cafeteria, 10,000 strong every single day. And I think that's just going to be a
That's
remarkable success
fantastic.
story, time and time again, that we're going to see replaying out.
And that, first of all, that's fantastic. Yeah, you get those big anchor tenants, and then you've already got kind of the foundation of that startup culture, and they just plug right into that ecosystem. It's fantastic.
And we're seeing it, We love entrepreneurs because they solve problems. They address a need that's in the community, make a healthy, sustainable living, and they always end up giving back, time and time again. Like, that is one of the things that we're teaching the early stage guys is like, okay, we want you to give back when you do well. Get that yacht first. Give me a ride on it, and then come and give back to the community.
Right.
And I love guys like, Ted Myers of Roost Aero Storage. He's a pilot in his day job. He's got a pleasure craft, needed a place to store it. And his market size is 10 or 12 strong. But he's found a way to sell a fractional piece of an air storage hangar that is incredibly innovative. He's meeting the needs in the marketplace that he needed it for him personally. But then him and 12 of his buds go in on a storage hangar that they're able to make a sustainable business that now they're going to scale it to airports around the country. That if you've got a Cessna or a small pleasure craft, you've got to have a place to store it. But you're not going to be able to afford an aero storage hangar by yourself. So let's go all in on it together. So we just love these stories and bringing them to life, that they're happening here in Savannah and able to scale across the country. It's really exciting.
Sorry, Stu, did you have another question? I wasn't
Oh,
saying I
you
didn't
go
want to step
ahead.
over
You
it.
go ahead. No,
No,
you go
no.
ahead.
I was just going to ask, obviously Savannah is a very innovative and an attractive area to start a business. But for you, what does it look like with Startup Savannah and maybe working with, your city council connections to making sure that it stays in an innovative and attractive place for startups or even established businesses to come to?
That's right. Well, it's taking a look at the policy side to make sure that it's attractive and easy to start a business here. So thanks goodness to a good shot in the arm from the state of Georgia. We bill ourselves as the number one state for doing business. We want to be the number one place to start your business. Just to make it very easy, accessible, friendly. So Startup Savannah hosts regular social events throughout the community every month to get people plugged in. Whatever your mindset is or whatever your vibe. We host a monthly meetup called Tech Tuesday over at Hopatomica, where you can grab a slice of pizza and a beer and meet other tech entrepreneurs and innovators that are working in the community, and just come out and hang. We have C-Spot meetups. If you're a creative professional and you want to come and hang with your peers, we can do that too. We've got regular coffee meetups, pitch competitions, early stage, even earlier stage, that it's not a competition, just an exhibition itself, and regular meetups that we host throughout the year. We also host a landmark for Women's History Month, She Hustles, which always sells out. We have a landmark speaker so that if you're in the marketplace to start your business and it matches your vibe, come out to She Hustles for women entrepreneurs that are makers and doers here doing it in the community. We just really want to be that place there. It's a friendly, open door, host the city. Come as you are. We're here to welcome you because we want to get you into the community. We want to support you all the way from day one.
And do you guys have any initiatives that kind of reach out to people that live in like underserved communities to kind of help support them? Or is it kind of like a come one, come all, everyone's welcome anytime?
Absolutely. Our door is open all of the time, 24/7. And we particularly love getting into the community of existing entrepreneurs that are here and serving right here in Savannah, Georgia. So most of the entrepreneurs that come through our doors, they've got a full-time job that they're working already. They're looking to take it to the next level. They're looking for a higher income. They've got that shower thought. They want to get out of the shower and become the next big thing. So we're talking public works employees, City of Savannah employees that are working on a side hustle extra thing. And we love serving exactly where we are. And if you look at our website and you see the people that we're serving, it's incredibly diverse because our community is incredibly diverse. So that it's everybody that's coming through the ranks here. We've got an entrepreneur that we're serving right now. She is a serial entrepreneur that's got the first Filipino restaurant here in Savannah, Georgia. And she just opened the Silk Route, which is a fusion restaurant, which is just so incredible. It's on Mall Boulevard. You got to come and see it. That takes East Asian cuisine, mixes it with Near East Asian cuisine, European stuff thrown into the mix, and it's totally its own vibe. So we love those businesses that are totally different, trying something new, because those are the ones that really make a big difference in the community. They solve those problems and those challenges. And my job as a member of City Council and in Startup Savannah, it's connecting them with good, profound challenges that we're trying to meet here in the community. If you solve a need, and if you're solving a big problem, you're going to make a big difference. I think you're going to make some money too. Like, you're meeting a new need that's in the community, people are going to pay for it,
Yeah.
right? They're going to open up the book. And they're going to say, please take my money. Just like that meme, it's not just about having a Futurama meme. It's like, take my money, please. They will kick down your door to buy your goods and services if you're solving a problem that they have.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Now, out of curiosity, real quick, because I know right before we got started, I brought up that this is just we can talk about anything on this podcast. And obviously, you guys are home to these Savannah Bananas. First off, how fun is that? Because I've never been. And second,
I know it's way.
Do you see a lot of people that are, trying to find a way to get involved with the Savannah Bananas, and does that attract a lot of startups or like businesses, especially just to, be around it?
Absolutely. I get a request about once a month about finding a way to connect to the Savannah Bananas. I'm not kidding. Either if it's a film crew, a marketing agency, they've grown into $1 billion enterprise.
Yeah.
It is so remarkable. It is such an entrepreneurial story that they started, and it's a marriage made in two partners that both were trying to solve a need. We had a single A professional team that left to go to another city. They wanted to build they wanted the city of Savannah to build a new stadium. We couldn't afford it at the time. We had other pressing needs and challenges, so we had an empty, vacant stadium, and we found an entrepreneur that was getting a hard time where he was because he was an outside the box kind of guy, and he needed a place in an arena and a stadium that he could do his thing and run with it and try something entirely new. So these partners come together to create this new fusion, right, where he can run with it and break and bend all of the rules. And we had a centuries-old historic Grayson Stadium. We had an entrepreneur that was totally trying an entirely new concept, and he had a place where he could run with it. And we were like, okay, if you put butts in seats, if you've got a different idea, let's do it. Grandma Nana's done. You've got ladder on stilts, done. You want to light a player on fire because he's so fast he's stealing second base? We got to check with the city attorney, but you're good to go. And that's what it's like representing them because they're in my district. And it's what it's like really seeing them come through the community. And they came through our ranks at Startup Savannah. We have an event each year. We call it Grit now. It was called Geek End. And Jesse, the pitchman to the stars, in his yellow tux, was actually, believe it or not, giving away tickets to the Savannah Bananas. And he was our keynote speaker one year we had for Geekend. And now, the waiting list is, I think, 300,000, 400,000 long. So, Jesse is out there pitching this brand new concept for, we're going to make baseball not boring. We're going to constantly be playing music. We're going to have a dancing third base coach. And even the way their methodology, what I really appreciate about the Savannah Bananas is they're so entrepreneurial. They change the way that you do professional sports and baseball. They don't call it a tryout. They call it an audition. Every game, each player brings two ideas. And they vet it as a team together. They pitch in the room and they get into the ideation and the habit, that growth mindset of constantly pitching ideas. And through that boiler room, in the locker room, every game, we're going to try two new things at this game that have never tried before. And sometimes it's going to stick, like, hey, baby. Sometimes it's going to go over like a lead balloon, but that's okay. You're going to see something new in the show every time you come to a game. And that's what I love about working with them. It's also what makes it absolutely terrifying and crazy because you don't know what they're going to come up with next. Uh, and just fascinating to represent them and have them here in the community.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
So go ahead, G.
I was just say I always find it interesting, like following and hearing about more about the Savannah Bananas, because like you're talking about someone that looks at risk as if it's nothing. Because again, who would have thought that someone on stilts throwing a baseball was going to be entertaining? Even though I do think having someone on fire stealing second is definitely worth the admission, but that's just me. But is there anything that you kind of gain, or at least try to teach to young entrepreneurs? Actually, not even young entrepreneurs, but just people looking to start their businesses that they can kind of emulate off of Savannah Banana type style, where it's like risk is something that's just inherent. So therefore face it, front on basically.
Absolutely. It has helped us cultivate a culture in Savannah that it's okay to think different. It's okay to try new ideas, to be outside of the box, and to be a little crazy. You got to be a little crazy to be an entrepreneur. You got to push it. You got to take some risk. And we share with the entrepreneurs, like if you want to have the 4-hour work week and get mailbox money, set it and forget it. Hey, that's your vibe. We're here to support you. But if you really want to punch through and do something different, we're going to help you too. And Jesse has helped cultivate that. And really, throughout our history, there have been entrepreneurs that have thought differently. Like, I'm thinking about Greg Parker because that announcement happened just yesterday and it's so fresh. Greg has a concept that in the 1970s, he says, I want to have a convenience store where a mother can bring her daughter and feel safe and comfortable. And at the time, convenience stores were nasty and they were gross and grody. I want to have a high-end place that it's not just about having a convenience store, it's Parker's Kitchen. We're going high-end, we're going upmarket. It's going to be an experience. And it's just absolutely taken off in a whole new way. Satchel, which is a homespun, homegrown, manufacturer and designer of leather-made goods, SCAD graduates. And I think that, it's something that we haven't gotten to talk about yet. The Savannah College of Art and Design is really propelling innovators and entrepreneurs every time that they graduate because they emphasize entrepreneurial education as such a big part of their curriculum. They have an entire building called the Deloitte Foundry that's all dedicated to helping them. If you want to go into a Fortune 500 company, we got you, and use that design methodology. But if you want to start your own thing and use that design thinking strategy to start your own business, they're going to help support you there too. They have an entire portion of their building. It's called SCAD Amp, where every student gets access to a pitch room, an elevator where you can practice your elevator pitch and record it, and have pitch coaches on standby at any given time on demand for the students to help practice their big idea. It's really remarkable. They partner with companies like Disney, Forbes, Coca-Cola, Delta, so many more that you get that experience, and that they're setting down roots and starting new big ideas right here. Just like the bananas.
I think,
That's awesome.
I watch Jesse, I watch all this stuff, I read about him, but I love his focus on the customer experience and
Yes.
how it's like constantly, okay, I'm gonna walk through the stadium. I think I love the story when they were trying to get the concessions figured out, right? Like how do they feed? He's like, I want everybody fed within 30 minutes, of this 2-hour event. Like that's included in the ticket price. And it actually I think it kind of came down to in what order did they provide things? So if they provided the drinks, it was bad. They had to move it to the end of the line. They did the hot dogs first. So just that kind of constant mindset, changing, constantly improving and fine tuning that customer experience. That I think it's a fantastic experience. I haven't
And I
got to go. I think I'm on waiting list number 300 something thousand. They're coming. They're touring the country now. But
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that customer experience is so important. That's what we do at Live Oak. We talk about the internet. We talk about it as an assembly line, right? So everybody from the beginning, the construction guys to the people that actually turn on the service, our product that rolls off the shelf is a world-class internet experience. They know that from start to finish. And when I see things like the Savannah Bananas, I know we're on the right track. I'm like, we'll just do this. We'll take care of the customer and everything else will work out. That's how it does.
That's right. Truly, and for Jesse, it's fan first engagement. And I
Yeah.
remember the first year when he offered, because the offering for all you can eat was not right off the bat, pun intended. Uh,
Right.
I remember, believe it or not, there was a time when you could walk to Grayson Stadium and get a Savannah Bananas ticket. And I remember the talk of the town was, how in the world can he make this work? Like, there's no way he can't do that. You can't
Right.
offer all you can eat food. How is he making money? He took, but even sending that signal, like to say, I'm not going to do outdoor advertising at Grayson Stadium. Like everybody said, that's crazy. You're leaving money on the table, but you got to be able to be different to make that change. And then now look at how, like I watch how first the story was Jesse and the Savannah Bananas were shut out from baseball, right? This was not baseball. Now I see how he's in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Now baseball has a pitch clock to make baseball faster.
Yeah.
So that he is from the back end influencing the entire system. That David versus Goliath story is really incredible.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, he took the idea. Baseball's always had interesting ideas to get people in the stadium. I mean, they play a lot of games, right? Bobblehead night.
Mhm.
We can talk about free battery night in Philadelphia or disco night. I don't think that went well, but they're always trying like gimmicks to get people in. And he just basically said, "We'll make that the whole show, right? We'll make that we'll take that idea because people show up for these things."
And it is.
It's-
Oh, go ahead, Garrett.
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
No,
Go for
it is. It is an overwhelming experience if you haven't been before because you're trying to keep track of what's happening. But that's really where I think the future belongs to those innovators that are willing to
Yeah.
try something different. You got to have some courage because
do.
customers are going to tell you exactly how they feel about something. So it's really gonna test your mettle. You got to make sure to have a thick skin. But really, the future belongs to the innovators that are trying something different, who are punching up, building something new, something faster, that's leaner, offering something new. And that's what's exciting about what you guys are doing. It's really going to be, I mean, it's just like kicking open the door to a new era for our city. There have been so many innovations that we've been bringing online because we're going to have faster connectivity. Advanced meter infrastructure. I know you guys don't want to talk about, advanced water meters, but we're going to do it
No.
anyway.
It's a thing, actually. Yep.
Joke's on
but
you. Advanced water meters is what I love to talk about.
This is. But, Savannah's an old school kind of place. We were, 5 years ago, we were having visual inspections and a human operator was going out there to check water meters. And because of these new technologies, investments that you guys are bringing, we're able to deploy in real-time monitoring systems that manage every single water meter all across the city down to the last drop. So that we can detect in real time if you have a water leak. We can send a customer an alert through the city's utility system and help them get a break on their water bill. Find out where the gaps are. If somebody's got a leaky toilet, and I know that that's not super exciting, but believe me, when it's happening, you want to know.
You want to know. You
That's it.
absolutely want to know. Yeah.
We've come full circle, Steve. We're
We
here
have.
talking
We've
about
covered it
toilets.
all, man. Covered it all. I was going to ask you. So you got a free afternoon in Savannah. No meetings. No responsibilities. What do you do? Where are you going?
I'm going to 3 different places. So
Okay.
I'm going downtown to walk around and just see and explore and get lost. Savannah is a fantastic town to just walk, drop your phone, walk through all of the squares and discover something new. A hidden hole in the wall spot, a restaurant, meeting a friend, sitting on a park bench, meeting somebody new, enjoying our beautiful architecture, our squares, and our trees. My second favorite thing to do is experience something called Tied to Town. So we have a multi-use path, comprehensive network that we're building here in the city of Savannah that's going to be 30 miles strong and loop together the entire city. We're
wow.
about 10% of the way built out, and we're building in multiple locations right now. It's going to be Savannah's Beltline that you might have experienced in Atlanta that unlocks the potential and access to neighborhoods and really see a side of the city that most people don't get to see. So you can bike and walk and ride and be able to enjoy this and enjoy Mother Nature in a beautiful place that I promise you haven't seen before, and it's just going to knock your socks off.
That
And then
Awesome.
then a
what's your
third.
third? The
We'll
Then
third.
a
go
third.
for a third. So I love hole in the wall places to eat. We won't be able to talk about those things, today because that'll just take up the rest of the show. But if you had a place to go for the day, you got to get down to Tybee. The beautiful thing
Yep.
about being in Savannah, you're 10 minutes away from the beach, from a different getaway in a totally different world. And the Tybee City Council is going to hate my guts for this, but go on down, find your secret parking space, enjoy the beach for the day, and that you're coming back to the city of Savannah like it never happened. I mean, I grew up in a place where going to the beach, that was an all-day experience. But if you want to do just a 15-minute popover and go and sit on the beach, see the sunrise, see the sunset, it's a beautiful thing to be able to experience. You just don't get to do many other places in the country.
That is
Yeah, absolutely right.
I might try to get 2 of those next week. I'm excited now. Yeah.
Come on down.
Absolutely.
Come on down.
The parking spot might not
Parking
exist, though.
spot. Absolutely. Yes. I'm a fan of fourth dimensional property. So yes, I will be trying to find this parking spot. Yes. I'm excited.
Well, and there
Well-
is such a rich food culture that's here in Savannah that if you're going to find that hole in the wall spot of a name that you don't recognize, chances are it's going to be good. It's going to be battle tested, hardened, and proven. Especially once you get out onto the south side and exploring communities that are a little off the beaten path. That's my favorite part of Savannah because everybody comes down to experience, our downtown. But once you get past that downtown experience, it gets better and better and better. It's like layers of the onion that you can peel back. I really love a website. There's a guy named Brett Bigelow who's made an Instagram site called Savannah Made Simple. And he's on a mission to find those hole in the wall local mom and pop spots and explore them and unearth them for the rest of the community. I love what he's doing. We get together about once a month and he's like, Nick, find me a new spot, and we're going to Taqueria El San Luis over on Eisenhower and Hodgson Memorial Drive for a menu that it cannot be beaten. And it's just outstanding. Or the Nara Tree that's right next door, or Lulu's Chocolate Cakes. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. It's such a beautiful thing to see here in Savannah, Georgia.
You guys do have a great downtown area that's full of restaurants. That's like, I've been half a dozen times. We obviously sponsored the Club Car Championship, so I've been down there a couple times, luckily for 4 or 5 days usually. So I get to spend a lot of time walking downtown and trying out different food or restaurants. But I think one of our favorites has been, I think Madame Butterfly, I think it was.
Ooh,
Steve, I think you were there for
yep.
that one.
I think we go there
That
every
one
year.
was, yeah, that one was delicious. And there's been a few others that I'm forgetting the names on, but truly jealous of all the restaurants you guys have there.
Well, and you get a little used to it as well, but it creates a spirit of co-opetition, right?
Yep.
Where residents are really, they're trying to outdo each other. We are very beneficial to have hosts and local eatery hosts like Jesse Blanco of Eat It and Like It to help promote and put these guys on the map to increase the traffic that they get. And to make them sustainable. And we have a very healthy visitors economy that can help sustain businesses. So even a city of 150,000 strong, which is a small city, can support world-class eateries and food with Michelin star rated restaurants, that are really putting Savannah on the map and experience. And every day it seems like we're opening up new restaurants, new local businesses to really get into that spirit. So we're in a very lucky space. I think it's Savannah's latest golden age. You don't know when you're in it until you're out of it. But I would say firmly, we are in a very special place in our community right now in Savannah's history where we're rapidly growing and expanding. A lot of the opportunities that we've wanted for generations are now coming to life simultaneously. We're restoring our city hall. We're going to build a new civic center in Johnny Mercer Theater. We just finished a new arena. And now many of these monumental goals and investments like tied to town, advanced meter infrastructure, like they're all happening simultaneously here in real time. And you guys are part of that movement too, which is
Yeah.
just really exciting to see that Savannah does aim to be the very best city in the United States of America. Why not? And we're going to aim high and shoot for the moon and land in the stars.
Absolutely. We're just happy to be a small part of it, and we're excited about the coming months and getting all these folks connected and giving them a chance to try world-class broadband experience. That's what we do. That's what we love. So we're excited about it. And the community's been great so far. Really, really tremendous open arms, neighbors telling neighbors about it. We do a lot of pop-up events and people just show up. It's great. I mean, they pack it.
And you guys have been doing incredible outreach in the community. I love your advertisements that are out there. They're they're catchy. They're getting attention. And I'm not surprised to see neighbors cheering you on because,
Thanks.
they're actively looking for options that are out there. This may be for many residents that have relocated to Savannah. It might be a service that they've had in the community that they came from. And it's really exciting to see it deployed in real time to give some options, especially as, Savannahans are demanding best of the best. They want multiple streaming devices in their household. Entrepreneurs that are working from home are demanding the best. And we're seeing in real time, we just had a co-working space open up yesterday called Switchyards that sold out all of its memberships in 2 hours on the same day.
Wow.
This co-working space, there's another one called the Mullen that's going to be opening up downtown on MLK, which is really exciting, and we expect that one to sell out too. So there's really a hotbed of innovation that's happening in the city right now. Incredible demand. It's powered and propelled by the best coffee on planet Earth, coming from Perk, Savannah Coffee Roasters, and much, much more. And I got to give a shout out to my local coffee deli, Midtown style. Come down and see it.
Nice.
And
You got to have coffee with startups. It's
gotta have
they
coffee.
have it. There's no getting around it. Yeah.
And it is. It's local spots like Franklin's, Coffee Deli, Cafe Tarot, Perk, Foxy Loxy. So many local places, and that's just in a 1 mile radius, guys. That is like a 1 or 2 mile radius. The usual suspects that we cycle around to. But it's a hotbed of innovation and creative thinking, a place where you can try new ideas and do different things. But marrying that young and the old, it's really neat to see it.
It's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nick, I got a couple questions. They're meant to be kind of quick before we wrap things up and everything, but obviously you work with entrepreneurs on a daily basis. You work in such a beautiful city that, attracts so many young entrepreneurs, people that, have big and bright ideas. So basically, my first question is, what's the single biggest mistake that a lot of entrepreneurs make, and how can they avoid them?
Ooh, great question. The number one mistake that entrepreneurs, because it's a very entrepreneurial thing to do, is jump right into the action, get their branding, do their product development, and then do their market research. Always do your market research first. Find out who your competitors are, right? What are their pricing strategies? What are other people doing in the community? Because you're gonna learn how to do that thing better than they can, right? Doing all of that market research, finding the data, getting your legal strategy right in front end, all of that. And don't worry, I've made that mistake too. The Palumbo Electric Bike Company crashed and burned as soon as it was launched. I was losing money every time I sold an e-bike because I didn't do my market research, because I wanted to have an e-bike company. I wanted to make e-bikes. I wanted to take over the mobility industry, and it was beautiful. And it was a wonderfully designed M500, top speed, 25 miles an hour, 50 miles on a charge. But I didn't do my market research. So it is the number one mistake that they make, but we love to help them out with it.
But wait, were you going to put the word Palumbo on the e-bike?
That's right. It was going to be the P-bike.
No, I would call it the Palumbo. I'm serious.
It's the Palumbo.
Yeah.
So it was manufactured in Midtown Savannah, Georgia.
Yeah.
I got kicked out of the house because my kitchen turned into a leather tooling factory.
Oh boy.
But as I scaled it, because I failed to do my market research, right?
Yep.
Making get my pricing strategy right, I discovered pretty quickly that for every one that I made, I was losing money and I had to shut down and retool. Uh, but I love starting companies. My wife and I launched a pet care business that's still running today that gives me the opportunity to serve the community in different capacities. But I love helping others and teaching them the tools of the trade that I tell them all the time. I cannot bake a cake. I cannot make a pizza. I can teach that pizza maker how to make a business out of that thing. I can help you with your
There you
pricing
go.
strategy, your legal strategy. I'll leave the baking up to you.
I love it.
For some reason,
I
I thought
want
you
to
were saying I was
revisit
gonna
the e-bike go at some point with you. I like that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Steve, we're going on
We
a
won't tell
ride.
Mrs. Palumbo. Let's work a few things out. But I think you've got something there. Absolutely.
I promise you it's one of a kind. It's one of a kind, and I will ride it. When we get together next week, I'm going to ride it over to Cafe Turo to come and see you.
I'm in. I'm in.
Yeah, Steve, you gotta bring one back to Florida for me then. That's unfair.
Yeah, no, we're gonna get him. I like the idea. Yeah.
All right, next question. If you had the power to do so, if you could change anything about Savannah's startup ecosystem, what would it be?
Oh my goodness. I would really give us we're growing in a position where it's time to have a hub place, and we're on borrowed space. We love being, nomads and going throughout the city, but we've grown so much demand that we need a central classroom space and a hub to gather and workshop, which is good problem to have. We're working late nights in the restaurants and coffee shops of the city. And Startup Savannah is really looking to embark upon the potential for a capital campaign coming up in the next year to find that classroom space and do it Savannah style, so that it's a lounge and a startup space. And we're seeing, it's almost like whiplash where in years past, we had that space out over on Bull Street. Demand wasn't very strong. This was years and years and years ago. And now we're in a position where just yesterday, a co-working space with 250 spaces sells out in 2 hours. So the marketplace has changed so dramatically here in Savannah in just a short time that, we're looking to meet those needs. And it's a good problem to have.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, last one. This one I think might be the easiest for you. Maybe. We'll see. But if there's one piece of advice you can give someone that has a business idea but's kind of scared to make that first step, what advice would you give them?
I know that this is copyrighted by some Fortune 500 company somewhere, but
Somewhere.
just do it. Just do it. Take it out of the shower, bring it to life, workshop it, give it a shot. Go to our website at startupsavannah.org and check out some of the resources and tools that we have where you could do your market research. You could build a customer persona. These are free resources that you could build a business model canvas. Even if you've never done an incubator before, give it a shot. It can pencil out. Any idea that if you're solving a problem, somebody out there is going to be willing to pay some money for it to fix it as well. So if you've got a problem out there in the community, it could be a broken sidewalk, it could be something that you're frustrated with, somebody else likely is going to have that problem too. And if somebody else has that problem, you've got a market for it. And it's just finding a way to fine tune that and develop it into a sustainable business, getting that pricing strategy right and developing it. So just keep at it. Don't be afraid of failure. And this is really morbid, but we tell all of our entrepreneurs, none of your businesses die by a murder. It can only die by a suicide. It's only over when you say that it's over, because every stumbling block that you face is another lesson that's going to make your business more resilient. It's going to be stronger and meet the needs of the community.
Awesome. Steve, do you have any final questions before we wrap things up?
No, I was just excited that you could be here. It's great. I'm hoping that people will learn more about Savannah, learn more about Startup Savannah and some of the fantastic companies that you mentioned today. So thanks for spending the time, Nick. This has been great.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much, Steve. Thank you so much, Garrett. Check us out at www.startupsavannah.org and stay in touch with us. Reach out. It's all about the journey.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Nick, thank you so much. I would say provide any wonderful stories, success stories from other businesses, but I think you've been doing that throughout the whole podcast. So
awesome.
I don't think I need to ask that question, but Nick, thank you so much for joining us today. I know we had to reschedule too early in the morning, so I'm glad we caught you at a good time, but thank you so much. This has been a blast.
Gentlemen, it's my pleasure, and I look forward to rejoining you in a future edition where I can give you more updates and we can talk about more exciting companies together.
let's do that. Let's do that.
Absolutely. Steve, we'll have to get you guys a couple of GoPros, because if you guys do ride those bikes, that's when another podcast can do right there. Each of you have a GoPro riding your bikes around.
Yes, exactly.
But all right, Nick, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for tuning into The Fiber. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe. If you want to learn more about Live Oak Fiber, visit us at liveoakfiber.com.